If you're watching this video right now, you probably should be alone in life. I'm going to keep it a stack with you. I'm a hermit. At 18 years old, in 7 days, I'll be 19 years old. Being a hermit is actually the route. I think everybody should do it because in life, 80% of the conversations, or 90% really, are pointless. A lot of them are. They don't help us with our life. They lead us to nowhere. Some of them lead to arguments and all I'm letting you know right now, all arguments are pointless. So, being a hermit will be the way to go in life. It reaches a certain point where we have a family member and we ask them a question and they probably don't know the answer to this question, but yet they give you an answer anyway. Usually that answer is always shit. Like, let's say you guys are a family that only makes $120,000 a year in income altogether. And you ask your pops how to be rich. He gives you a terrible example. Why would I keep on listening when you can just go on the internet, search up Alex Hermosi, or any YouTuber that has remotely made a lot of money and knows how to make money, or someone who just knows how to make money because they have somebody in their life that knows how to make money, and just watch that and consume that. Our relationship to the internet, you can't really blame it because there are just many people on the internet who fit our needs and rights. And that could be a separate video in and of itself. And that's straight up the fact that the internet raising people isn't a bad thing. It's a very reliable source. I don't know how this is a bad thing. We need better guidance. And our family members, I'm just going to keep it a stack with you, are sometimes not better guidance. Also, the topic of friends or just people around you, like a girlfriend or a boyfriend. The reason why I don't have that is because they're too much trouble. As Alan Watts once said, it's not that having a wife is bad. It's just terribly convenient to not have a wife. I don't want to wake up every day knowing I have to talk to someone. I don't want to wake up any day knowing that I gotta talk to that person, okay? Especially, if I really do like them because, I discern well, but to a lot of the marriages in America fail. So if you don't discern well, she could just be, or he could just be a potential snake in your life waiting to exploit you. And it was all because you were just having fun in the moment and just relaxing. I think that that's really, really bad. And that if you really want a great life, you should discern well. And discernment comes well when you're alone. But it also comes well when you build your social skills. And building social skills is a very, very important thing. Now, just because you're a hermit, it does not mean that you don't do anything that has to do with the world. You still are in the world, but you're not of the world. I can still cover some terrible things that have happened on the internet. I 9 times out of 10 won't, but I'm just going to cover the things that truly do hold a value, a meaning, a purpose, a problem, and then a solution. The reason why I want to do this is because I want to help the world. And that's all I give a shit about. In fact, man, if I didn't want to help the world, I would just be dead right now. I don't even know if I would be alive. And I'm fine with that. I think that that's great. Because, to be honest, man, this life, you don't want to mess with it. This life, man, there's one thing I've always known from the very deep down of my heart. And there's one thing I've always known from the very beginning. Do good and be good. If you don't do those two things, my guy, you don't know what's ahead of you. And I'm telling you that a hermit also has the biggest impact on the world. And that is literally not doing anything about it, but helping when he needs to. Just staying out the way. but coming in when he needs, because that's very important. And the reason why you need to come into when you need to is because you just need to focus on that one thing that's truly going to help the world. A lot of people focus on randomly stupid things on the internet that have nothing to do with them. That shit won't help. It won't help nobody. It won't help a goddamn thing. All it's doing is just satisfying dopamine. That's it. Does nothing for you. So, being a hermit, it truly is the best decision I've ever made. When I was 16 years old, I was all alone. I was all alone and I wanted to be alone. And being around even a shred of people was seriously irritating. Now, the feeling has cooled down, but man, during that time, if I was even around people for even just a group of people for 5 minutes, I'd lose it. Oh, I'm losing my mind. This is terrible. I cannot even be around anybody for even 5 minutes. But I think, as time went along, I've gotten a little better at that. I've gotten a little comfortable around people, but that doesn't mean that I'm all of a sudden friends with a lot of people, but I'm definitely comfortable around them. Comfortable enough to save them, and that's it. Do I want to be anybody's friend right now? The answer is dead no. The reason why I do this is because growing up, people would just always test me. People would just always bully me. And I look back and I start checking out people's friend groups and how people act in it. And I realize, man, the way I just act to random people is the way people act in their friend groups. But people, the way they act to random people, they completely change up. They have weird masks. They're not comfortable to be around. And honestly, I just keep experiencing the same thing. A lot of people have a lot of bad habits that they do. They're very afraid. They do a whole bunch of weird stuff behind closed doors. And honestly, I don't want to mix my life with that. And to a certain extent, it's like God just repels it out of my life. In fact, that's not even the extent. That is literally what happens. God just he literally just blocks that shit out of my life. And it's just like, man, I don't scroll through social media. I get what I have to get done. Some days I'm a little bit more tired than others, but, I do what I got to do. And I keep on pushing. And so far, I think this hermit lifestyle of, going to college, coming back home, and just doing what I have to honestly do has been a pretty good life. People, when you go to parties, you realize, man, people don't change. They're still the exact same, and it makes you feel a little weird. Sometimes it feels good to, talk to the people that, have been in your life and then you helped out. Kind of like a main character in an anime where you go around and you see somebody that you haven't seen in a minute. It just, even though that person back in your life was messed up, it just feels so good to see them again. I don't even know what that feeling really is. And it's like, wow, looking at this person, I feel so amazing. Like the fact that I can go up to this person that has tortured me my whole life and not even have any sort of secret animosity or anger towards him. I just don't feel it. And honestly, I think that's great. Many people who are in friend groups who have a lot of things go their way in their life, they don't get to experience that. And the thing that I've been talking about this whole time comes with true happiness. And people don't experience true happiness. And honestly, the best part about being a hermit, and I know I'm going to do this when I'm older, is that my lifestyle. I don't have no material. One day I will become so successful on YouTube, I wouldn't even be able to know or calculate. But that's for a different time. When I do become successful on YouTube, you're not going to see me doing anything like buying a Lamborghini or buying a super huge house or none of that stuff. You're probably going to see me in a pretty closed off location in a nice little place that's suitable just for me, I know, like, obviously my family members need to eat. That's the only reason why I would ever buy a huge house. But I told myself that if I die broke, it wasn't because I spent my money on flashy things. It was because I spent my money on people who really needed it. And that's just the biggest thing to me. I feel like the people who need money more is better. This constant growth of capitalism and just I clicked on a video, I forgot. It was like a lady talking about this capitalism stuff that has been destroying the earth. And the lady literally, like one of the ladies in the video, cuz she stitched it kind of. She literally said, "I just want a house in Florida." I'm like, "Why? Why do you want a house in Florida?" Like, just like honestly, why? They just want shit now. And I feel like this constant want and needs, like soon it needs to just die out. And we just need to understand that we're good with just maybe that one pair of Crocs, and that one pair of shoes, this PC, just gaming every once in a while, chilling, having fun, and helping out the world. Because the happiest thing and the best thing you could ever do in your life is to give to others and truly impact their life in such a way that will allow them to carry on the type of energy you have and help the world in the same way, if not, or what I would prefer, 50 times better than you. Because good is contagious. And that's what life is. I mean, good is just good, man. Fuck. You should be a hermit. You should. Whoever is watching this, you should be a hermit. Being a hermit will help you. It will help out most of your problems. Fuck social media. Just literally be alone. Live for spiritual purpose. That is what a hermit means. Living for a spiritual purpose alone. That's why I am Daniel the Hermit. A man who will impact the world. Welcome to Turtle School, baby.